Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is Mortem. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD, a sore JD.
Yeah.
We're going to bring you our top 5 worst sequels.
The number 2 of number 2.
Number 2s of number 2s or 3s, 4s. Doesn't matter.
Number 3 is like when you shit someone else's jizz. And then number 4 is like when that jizz has blood in it and live yeast cultures.
Speaking of blood, yesterday I competed in the 2nd annual Sovereign or Slaughter for UW in LA against former WCW legend, deathmatch Lucha Libre legend Damien 666.
Crazy old motherfucker.
Yeah, it was pretty intense match, light tubes and barbed wire and all that shit. And he speaks no English, so that was a new thing for me.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I paid for a hotel room for him once. In
for
Vegas. Billy Blade wrote me into it when I was but a greenie.
Like you paid for it out of your own money?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We're going to give you today our top 5 worst sequels, but before we do that, we got a little bit of horror news. Horror news! A new terrifying first-person horror survival game is being developed. It's called Agony. Have you heard of it?
I have not heard of it.
It's set in hell. Players will begin their journey as tormented souls within the depths of hell without any memories about their past. The special ability to control people on their path and even possess simple-minded demons gives the player the necessary measures to survive in the extreme conditions they are in. By exploring hostile environments and interacting with other weary souls of the hellscape, the hero will soon understand that there's only one way to escape from hell, and it will require a meeting of a mystical red goddess. The trailer is fucking awesome. It looks super creepy and gory. It's like Doom, but horror, like more like jump scare horror.
Right.
And you can check it out on agonygame.com, and it's going to come out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But right now they're crowdfunding on Kickstarter.
Nice.
So I encourage you guys to look at the trailer. It looks pretty badass. I'm going to get it when it comes out. Maybe pledge a little bit.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
God, all these games keep coming out. I don't even have a console. Like, thinking about getting one.
I know. Play Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot some shit.
What you got this week?
Something I'm pretty excited about. FilmRise Entertainment has recently acquired the distribution rights to the classic nightmare-fueling TV series Unsolved Mysteries, and will be releasing the entire series to streaming media as early as next month.
Did you hear where it's coming? Amazon Prime.
Nice.
They just announced today. I saw that story, and they just announced today it's going to be Amazon Prime free. So
nice.
Yeah.
I am fucking about
So we both
that.
have that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I loved Unsolved Mysteries as a kid. Like, fucking Robert Stack is the man.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie Killer Bud?
Yeah.
And he plays the Gooch.
Yeah.
And he's like a fucking CIA operative or something. It's pretty fucking funny.
Later in his career when he needed money.
Yeah.
Like, I think if Robert Stack and John Walsh ever did a TV show together, it would be the scariest thing ever.
And Chris Hansen.
Yeah, throw him in there.
Please, take a seat. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I can't wait for that. I haven't seen Unsolved Mysteries. It hasn't even been, like, streaming reruns on cable for a long time.
I haven't probably seen it in 15 years.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That was a really underrated show, you know?
I've been, like, I can't just go to sleep in the quiet. I have to have something on to like distract me.
Yeah, I will think too much.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been like, for a long time it was wrestling, but I kind of got bored of that. And so like for the last year and a half, I've just been putting on the young ones and falling asleep to like the 8 episodes that they made of that show. I think it's time for a change. I think that Unsolved Mysteries is going to be my new sleeping
I've been doing another classic show that is now on Netflix in its entirety, The Twilight Zone, the original one.
Yeah, it's on there. I haven't started it yet.
I've been doing that at night when I'm going to bed because it's good, but it's just boring enough to where you can fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm watching Black Mirror right now. I'm on the last episode of the new season right now. You were right, man. That shit is awesome.
Season 3 fucking took it up a notch.
Playtest and San Junipero were both fucking amazing.
I didn't like the San Junipero one. That's what the two like time traveling lesbians.
Time traveling lesbians. Yeah,
I didn't like that one that much, but I like Playtest and I like So You Think You Can Dance or Shut Up and Dance or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't like Shut Up and Dance till the last 5 minutes. I'm like, this is boring until the last 5 minutes, and I was like,
it was fucking crazy.
Shit.
Yeah. Unsolved Mysteries. Looking forward to it. Another thing, it's going to be on a major cable network coming soon. Listeners of this show, you have a shot at starring on a horror reality show in a major cable network with none other than the king of chins and chainsaws himself, Bruce Campbell.
What?
Yeah. All you have to do is fill out official casting form for Pitman Casting. You go to pitmancastinginc.formstack.com/forms/horror_house_application.
We should post that link. That's complicated.
pitmancastinginc.formstack.com/forms/horror_house_application. You have to fill out your form by February 1st at 6 p.m. Pacific time for consideration. In addition to filling out the casting call form, applicants must be 18, provide 2 recent photos of yourself, so you need a dick pic and a regular pic.
Okay, dick pic and an asshole pic.
A spread one.
Yeah.
They want to see your taint. Bruce Campbell wants to see your taint. And a copy of your state-issued or valid driver's license, and that's it. You could be on your way to living the ultimate horror fan's dream of starring in a legit horror series with Bruce Campbell. Don't know the nature of the series just yet, other than it's horror-themed reality show, but it does say horror house, so it's probably going to be like a haunted house kind of thing.
Okay.
The application does offer some clues, such as if you love horror, everything considered creepy, crawly, and wouldn't be scared to spend a night in a haunted mansion or cursed woods.
The real world in a haunted house.
I think it's going to be like the real world Evil Dead, because it says a cursed woods, too, and a haunted mansion, so...
Wow.
Application.
That.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm going to fill it out.
I just want to do that for like, not even with Bruce Campbell. That would be like the icing on the cake, but I just want to do that myself.
Application also states that if you're selected for this show, you may be required to submit to psych and medical exam.
Nice.
Around the time of March 2017. At least they're screening for nut jobs with the psych evaluation. But
and they'll make you turn your head and cough.
It's going to be, yeah. So this could be a competitive type reality show, kind of like Big Brother, but horror influence. And we don't really know much about it yet because it's just basically the casting. There's not too much information. But if you're interested, fill out the application. Good luck to all our listeners. You know, you can get on that show.
Yeah.
Mention Postmortem.
Yeah.
I'm here because Postmortem told me. Bruce Campbell's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, and then Doug Jones pops out of a bush somewhere. And, well, actually, Bruce.
That would be awesome. So
bush popping Doug Joneses is our rating system.
Cherry popping Doug
Cherry popping Dougies.
Long and lanky. Cherry popping Dougies. I like it.
Got something else that kind of... I learned something when I was reading this news article. Arrow Video is bringing the entire House saga to home media, starting in the UK with plans to expand internationally. I didn't know this, but there are 4 films in the series.
Really? I thought there was only 2.
Yeah, 1 is a classic. I personally think 2 is underrated.
2 is pretty awesome. It wouldn't be on this worst sequel category.
No, it wouldn't. I've never seen 3 or 4, but according to the research that I did briefly today, the word is that they focus more on comedy and less on horror as the series progressed. So I'm curious to see what the final installments have to offer.
Yeah, I'm down to watch some House 3 and 4 because, you know me, I love my comedy horror.
Yeah.
Anything else about that?
That's all I got on that.
All right. Well, they've done it again. Variety is reporting that the critically acclaimed and financially successful South Korean zombie Train to Busan is set to receive...
I'm going to hold this pillow up to my mouth because I'm going to scream into it really loud.
Is set to receive an English language remake.
Fuck!
The project comes courtesy of French studio Gaumont, and it will be their first English-language Hollywood-based feature film, which is kind of weird.
So a French studio is making an English-language version of
a Korean movie.
Film.
It just says...
Fuck you, France! Fuck you!
No, I love you still, France. You still got the best horror coming out. Don't listen to him. For those unfamiliar with Train to Busan, its plot centers on passengers of the titular train, which is headed from Seoul to Busan. When a zombie outbreak begins to ravage the country, those aboard the train must fight for their lives. There are twists and turns along the way, but the story is really pretty simple. All us horror fans know, sometimes the greatest films in our genre are the ones with the simplest plots.
Yeah, keep it simple.
High concept. So, Train to Busan was a massive hit worldwide, grossing nearly $100 million on a budget less than $10 million.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's a good moneymaker.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to see why the English-speaking world sees dollar signs in a remake.
Right.
But as we know, when they touch my martyrs, they put their filthy little hands on my martyrs.
Right.
What happened?
But it wasn't a French company making it. You did make a valid point before. Like, maybe they'll do it right. Like, maybe they saw what we did to Martyrs, and they're like,
fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Korea's going to pay for you, America. Gaumont remake of Train to Busan has yet to attach a writer, director, or cast. It's unclear when exactly the final product will materialize. In the meantime, you guys check out Train to Busan if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
One of my good movies of the year.
Yeah.
Was close to my Mortys, but Greasy Strangler takes the cake.
Yeah, it did. It takes the cake and fucks it.
Rudy Tooty Disco Cute.
When I ordered that swastika flag to burn at the Milo Yiannopoulos protest that's coming up, the flag company sent me a couple extra swatches of material to burn to do a test burn.
Yeah,
and one of them was a slightly flawed French flag. I'm gonna hold on to that in case this movie sucks. I'm gonna burn it in front of a movie theater.
Fuck you! Get your dirty hands off my Train to Busan.
What's going to happen is they don't have a director for this yet, and Uwe Boll said that he's retiring from making films, but what he's actually doing is moving to France and growing a handlebar mustache and putting on a beret.
God damn it!
He's going to change his name to Pierre Bollet.
Fucking Uwe Boll, if he fucking touches any of these movies,
just rubs his stink
so
on them.
Help me
His
God.
musk.
He still never answered my challenge.
Yeah.
He don't got the balls.
Pussy.
He's all taint.
He's all runway taint.
Runway taint.
Foreign movie news. Mexican director Emiliano Rocha Minter is releasing his debut film We Are the Flesh next month. Synopsis is that after the end of the world, a young brother and sister roam an apocalyptic city looking for food and shelter. They take refuge in a dilapidated lair of a strange hermit who makes them a dangerous offer to survive. He puts them to work building a bizarre cavernous structure where he acts out his insane and depraved fantasies. Trapped in a maddening, womb-like world under his malign influence, they find themselves sinking into realms of the dark and forbidden behavior. This movie has made the rounds at film festivals, is getting great reviews for its intelligent script, brutal violence, and disorienting film style. The preview that came out looks really good. It promises sex, gore, cannibalism, drugs, creepy fuckers, and a labyrinth that's been cobbled together from trash. It looks super promising.
Awesome.
Yeah,
We Are the Flesh?
We Are the Flesh.
We're going to check that fucker out.
Check it out. The dude who's the old man who owns the labyrinth is creepy as fuck. He's like Mexican Willem Dafoe.
Really?
Yeah.
He's kind of like Mehmet Karalu or whatever, however you pronounce it.
No, he's not fucked up like that. He's just got this smile and these like crazy eyes. You know how Willem Dafoe always, no matter what he's playing, even when he plays Jesus, he's always kind of gay and kind of crazy.
He's like the Mexican version of the dude from Poltergeist, too.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, that guy. Just the creepy ass grin. And
in American Psycho, Willem Dafoe as the detective,
yeah,
when he smiles and shit like that, he's creepy. He's fuck. He's creepier than Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, everything that he's in, he's just got that little creep factor to him, which is why, like, in the first Spider-Man movie, he was, like, the best thing about it, playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check out the preview for We Are the Flesh, and it'll be coming out early next year.
All right. That's it for horror news. So, this week we're not doing the good movie and the bad movie. We're going to give you guys some nostalgia killers. Yeah. Nostalgia killers, in which we watch Beyond the Darkness, a.k.a. Booyo Omega, a.k.a.
Booyo Omega!
Booyo!
Booyaka!
A.k.a. Buried Alive. Many different names for one movie.
Joe D'Amato kind of has that thing going on.
Yeah.
Because his movies got banned in different countries.
Yeah.
So he would release them under different names, or he would take on different names.
Yeah, so we checked out We reviewed Beyond the Darkness and Straw Dogs.
Yep.
So we're going with the 70s nostalgia killers.
Yeah, early 70s and late 70s.
These movies are out by the time we got around to horror.
Yeah.
And this was inspired by last week's list, our top 5 horror VHS box art, because the art for Buried Alive, with all the warnings, banned, all this stuff, was very intriguing to a young JD.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll be back after this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
Nostalgia killers.
Yes, splat.
Stab and splat.
Stab and splat.
That should be like a kid's game. By Parker Brothers.
Parker Brothers did stab and splat. So, we checked out Straw Dogs and Beyond the Darkness.
Yeah.
Let's start off with some Straw Dogs, which... Why the fuck is this movie called Straw Dogs? Did you get that?
I read about it, and apparently it has something to do with a Chinese proverb of some kind about dogs made of straw. And like...
About short little men with big foreheads?
Yeah, exactly.
That look like wannabe Beatles?
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Redneck Beatles.
Yeah. It's a 1971 exploitation movie by director Sam Peckinpah. Mostly known for his westerns.
Yep.
Starring...
And having a name that kind of sounds like a euphemism for jacking off.
Yeah.
I'm going to go have me a peck and paw.
Starring not the Hoff, but the little Hoff.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman. Susan George and Peter Vaughn, the old dude from The Wall on Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Straw Dogs. Upon moving to Britain to get away from American violence, astrophysicist David Sumner and his wife Amy are bullied and taken advantage of by locals hired to do construction. When David finally takes a stand, it escalates quickly into a bloody battle as the locals assault his house.
Early home invasion movie.
A lot of windows. A lot of window breaking.
Yeah.
How many fucking windows does this house have?
And this movie definitely had a window budget.
Yeah. It's like, okay, what do you got for effects? Well, my brother owns a glass company. He's got all these ones that aren't cut right.
Done.
We can have all right, we're breaking windows. If you heard the term ugly American, that is Dustin Hoffman in this movie. He comes off like a smug little prick.
He's a fucking... Like, I watched it, and like 10 minutes into it, I'm like, I don't remember him being this much of a dick.
He walks into a bar saying, "Can I get a pack of any American cigarettes, please?" In England, he comes off. He's so fucking unlikable. I've never liked Dustin Hoffman at all.
I liked him in Rain Man.
He's especially unlikable in this role.
Yeah.
The wife is like a wild English girl in contrast to his 70s squareness. He's a total square, man.
And he's a dick to her.
He is. He's a dick to the wife, and the plot of this movie and what happens is pretty... it's a standard home invasion movie, but her deal, like, she's like got the hots for one of the home invaders.
Yeah, she like dated him when they were younger.
Yeah.
And then she moved away.
It's implied that, like, she lost her virginity to him, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
So almost 30 minutes in, I realized this is boring, and I still had an hour and a half to go. It's fucking in at 2 hours. I remembered only the brutal elements of this movie as a kid.
Right.
And not the slow pace or the douchebaggery of Minnie Hoff.
Yeah, it was drawn out, boring, very little development.
Yeah.
And, like, those brutal moments were way too few and far between.
Yeah.
With too much shit in between them.
He's like an American Beatles astrophysicist douche. So, of course, like any good home invasion movie, this is chock filled with rape.
Right.
And the thing is, the wife like shows her tits to all these guys out the window on purpose.
Yeah.
And then she gets raped.
Yeah. And like when
she starts liking it.
Yeah, she likes it when it happens.
Yeah.
Like that. Sam Peckinpah is kind of notorious for writing women fucked up. Mm-hmm. And I think this movie is his like ultimate example of writing women fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
If this girl who like shows her tits to these workmen who are already been harassing her, and like gets raped and likes it when it happens, then we've got this other chick who it's implied that she's like having a relationship with her brother. Yeah, and she's like also got a crush on the local retard.
Yeah,
and it's all of his women are kind of loose morals. But like when you're doing westerns, like that happens because in the Wild West there were like wives and whores. Yeah, you know, those were the two roles they had for women, but that's not the case in this movie. But he's still writing women as whores.
And the thing is, like, so she likes it with the first guy that she had kind of had a crush on her old boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the other guy comes in.
Yeah.
And he gets on the action in the butt.
In what in the butt?
What in the butt, as the ladies' man would say. Have you tried the butt? Have you tried doing it in the butt?
Susan George was the chick in American Ninja.
Oh, really?
And no, sorry, not American Ninja. Revenge of the Ninja. And so I kept waiting for like a mustachioed British guy with a white ninja gi to come in and save her from getting raped in the butt, and it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
And the poor little Hoff just doesn't even know. She didn't even tell him that she gets raped. She just goes about her day.
Yeah.
Comes home. She's like,
so she has a panic attack in church.
Yeah, she's fucking weird. And the fucking plans of keeping the guy out. So keeping all these guys. There's all these guys outside breaking all the windows, screaming.
Yeah. And
the little mini Hoff wants to just fight him off by like smacking their hands when they come in. These guys have guns.
Yeah,
and shit.
And he's like
smacking their hands.
I'm Dustin Hoffman. Definitely keep me out of my house. Definitely.
His tiny little palms.
His tiny little
baby hands
palms, like a baby hand dipped in canola oil.
Yeah, and so it's so far-fetched. Yeah. This whole movie's so far-fetched. I remembered it as being brutal when I was a kid because although the gore is very minimal, there's not a lot of like killing scenes.
Yeah.
Sam Peckinpah always does gunshots good.
Yeah.
So the gore is good on the gunshots.
Yeah, he does gunshots good, and he does quick and dirty violence good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his he also the way they shoot punches in movies is like generally you're like a foot away from the guy when you swing the punch. But the way he angles it and the way he quick cuts everything makes all of his punches look real when those happen.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing there.
Yeah, with all that said, I mean, this isn't the worst movie you'll ever see, but it's too long. It's just, there's not enough going on.
It was a chore to get through. I had to watch it in 2 sittings.
Yeah, it was a chore for me too, and I'm like, hey, what about this movie? You're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we both kind of regretted it.
Yeah.
So, and I had a limited time because I had that deathmatch tournament.
Right.
I had a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, I had finals.
Yeah, you had the finals. I've had a lot of shit going on. So it's like I had to watch it when I had to watch it. Like, okay, I have 2 hours to watch Straw Dogs.
Yeah.
It's like, I'd much rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
I could have beat off and made a burrito.
Yeah. Could have beat off on a burrito.
So, as we break up these nostalgia killer segments, we kind of like to rate these movies over. Unlike our normal rating systems where we do an overall, we kind of break it down a little bit and then do an average.
Yeah.
So, acting and characters. What did you do for acting and characters?
I gave it a 3. I thought Susan George was good. I thought that the bad guys were convincingly menacing, but Dustin Hoffman was just fucking terrible.
I gave it a 2.5 because of Dustin Hoffman. Mm-hmm. I would have went to a 3 too, but man, he fucking sucks. How does this man have a job?
Yeah.
How is he like an iconic? Is he a fucking Academy Award winner?
Yeah, he is. For Rain Man.
He was just being himself. He's acting every other time.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't know the cameras were there.
Yeah, they didn't tell him.
No one told him. He was just being himself. Story and writing.
I gave it a 2.
I gave it a 2 too because there's not a lot of character depth. There's not a lot of story.
No.
I mean, they could have went a lot better places than just smashing windows There was about 30 minutes of window smashing.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible.
For the amount of time that they spent getting from point A to point B, there should have been way more character development.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cool with the slow burn as long as you're getting something out of it. But this was just like, here's some shit happening. Here's some more shit happening. Here's Dustin Hoffman throwing grapefruits at a cat for 10 minutes.
So the thing about this movie with the story and writing, okay, you have this movie and then you have funny games.
Yeah.
Funny games, fucking amazing, right? And it's still 2 people and then only other 2 guys. You know, there's even more characters in this, and it's just not fleshed out.
Yeah.
You got the drunk old guy at the bar that's like ridiculous. You
Yeah.
know, the writing just wasn't there to me in the story. So, special effects and production,
I gave that a 3.
I give it a 3 as well. Yeah, not much special effects, but the gunshots do look good, and there's an awesome bear trap scene.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
That's like the money shot of this movie.
Yeah.
But it's a lot getting there.
Yeah.
It's like the money shot on like ugly crack whore porn.
It's like a bear trap, but because as this movie progresses, you're getting further and further away from it to where it actually happens. It's like a tiny little bear trap for like a Barbie set or something like that. Yeah, by that time, like it didn't have the impact because it took too long.
Yeah.
All right, so entertainment.
Fuck, I gave it a 1.
A 1.
Yeah, I was
that bad.
By the last 30 minutes of it, I was like, come the fuck on. Like if I'm checking, I can gauge a movie by 2 things. If I'm checking my little time meter thing on there,
Yeah.
hoping that there's more, I know it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But if I see it and I'm like,
Yeah.
and that's how I felt.
I agree. I was a little bit more forgiving. I did give it a 2.5 because I guess this is nostalgia killers and we're not supposed to be nostalgic, but I do remember seeing this when I was really young, you know, and to me at that time it was like, I thought the most brutal movie I'd seen at that time was A Clockwork Orange. That, you know, and that's the same thing, and it wasn't as good as A Clockwork Orange by any means.
Right.
But it kind of was in the same vein. I remember finding this movie because of A Clockwork Orange,
Right.
which there should be no connection other than home invasions.
Yeah.
So, kind of like as a kid, when I was in you know, I'd not seen Regurgitated Sacrifice at that
Right.
time.
You weren't jaded yet.
Yeah. So, I gave it a 2.5, a forgiving 2.5. So, what's your average?
My average is 2.25 out of 5.
My average rounded up was 2.5.
Okay.
So.
I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say I think I enjoyed the remake more than I enjoyed...
I've never seen the remake.
They did the thing that we keep saying they need to do with remakes, where they take a movie that has a lot of flaws, but some good points, and they take out all the bad points. Keep the good points, and then string it together with
Not
shit
make
that's
it
more
2 hours and
interesting.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a straight up 90-minute movie. You know, the character development is there.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna check
male
out the
lead is
remake.
not an asshole. You actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
And also the dude, Alexander Skarsgård, Stellan Skarsgård's son, plays one of the antagonists, and he's really good. He's got good menace.
I'll check that out because I think I probably will like it more.
Yeah.
Honestly, who else is in it? There's a couple famous actors, right?
Yeah, I don't remember who else is in it.
It was only a couple years ago,
Yeah.
right? I saw it when I didn't even know there was a remake until I put on my IMDb just looking to get the director and all that kind of shit. I noticed that there was 2 of them. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. They moved the setting of the new one to more of like a Appalachian kind of backwoodsy area, so it takes place in America instead of England. So you can
Is
actually
he
understand.
English then?
No, he's American in it.
Oh, okay.
And his accent.
I mean,
was
to
good.
me, the country thing, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That's not the plot of the movie.
You can understand what people are saying, though.
Yeah. Well, if it's Appalachian backwoods, it's probably worse to understand. Unless they didn't get the accents right. So, all right, we're gonna have to chop this one. Doesn't hold up. We both were under 3. So
yeah, between 2.25 or 2.5 cherry poppin' Dougies, that's not a pass.
you know, the interesting thing was when we pulled these 2 movies, I thought that it was going to be the reverse. I thought Straw Dogs
Me
was going to
too.
hold up better than Beyond the Darkness.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Well, in watching Beyond the Darkness over and over, I hadn't seen it since I was a little kid.
Right.
So, 1979, directed by Joe D'Amato. Booyah Omega. Booyah Omega.
Booyaka, booyaka!
Beyond the Darkness, Buried Alive. Call it what you want to call it. I'm a fucking alcoholic. No, never mind. So, a young rich orphan loses his fiancée to voodoo doll mischief on the part of his housekeeper. Did you get that?
Yeah.
I didn't get that. You know, this is IMDb description. Who is jealous of his attentions. He digs his girlfriend up, cleans her out, stuffs and mounts her, and puts her back in her bed at the mansion. Following this, he tries out and disposes of a series of young maidens trying to find the right replacement for her, and the disapproving housekeeper helps him with the disposals.
She helps him with a lot of other things, too.
Yes, she does. She breastfeeds him.
She breastfeeds
She's
him.
adult breastfeeding.
Yeah.
The music, right away, The Goblins. Iconic Italian horror theme music.
Fucking classic.
Great music coming into it. When I just the nostalgia and rewatching, I'm like, At the very beginning, I knew I was going to like it
as
more.
soon as those synthesizers and
Yeah.
that like guitar hit, I'm like, oh. And then it comes up, because they weren't even Goblin at that point. They were the Goblins.
Yeah, the
and
Goblins.
like, as soon as that hit, I was like, oh, this is going to be good.
I think the dub is probably pretty harsh. You know, because I didn't find the subtitle version. I watched it with the English dub. Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, well, the version that I got, though, the dub was pretty good on it.
It's probably the same version, but like, it's good with like the things, but like he gives the Jericho line, "You stupid idiot."
Yeah. Yeah. That was a rocky start. But it got better.
Adult breastfeeding from the housekeeper nanny, which is, she doesn't like look super old, you know, like super older than him, maybe like 10 years older and stuff like that. There's some questionable effects, not in the violence, but in the corpse of his wife. There's questionable effects to me. She's obviously not dead in the grave robbery and the drive home,
right?
And she changes colors.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? She's like white, and then she's like tan and like normal looking in the car, and when he's driving her back, the van obviously has no suspension.
Right.
It's bouncing her all. She's like ping-ponging off
Getting
the walls of the van.
You know what, though? The dissection scene and all of the gore was excellent.
Yes, it was. It was awesome. And so the most annoying character in this movie to me was the fucking hitchhiker hippie girl.
Yeah.
She rolls a joint out of just a giant nug of weed.
Yeah. she is obviously not knowing what's going on.
And then falls asleep immediately after smoking it.
Yeah. Fucking lightweight.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm like that too.
Like I said, the ghost white corpse in the van, then flesh color on the embalming table with a huge bush.
Yeah, 70s bush.
Excellent practical gore.
Yeah.
I'll forgive the huge bush for the gore.
Yeah, I'll encourage the huge bush.
Yeah, sometimes the huge bush, that's a nostalgia in itself.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's taking me right back to
Growing
time
up
before I was born.
Growing up when we grew up with, you know, you find your dad's magazines, they're not of the current era usually.
Right.
I liked how he ate the heart of his dead wife. There's no plot. You're like, what the fuck? He's just like saving her, and then he just eats her heart.
He was like savoring it and almost crying at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, even if the dub was questionable at some point, the physical acting was good. Like,
yeah, he was good.
He was like his expressions were like somewhere between psychotic and conflicted. And Iris, the maid, like she was creepy as fuck. Like with her facial expressions.
We get nudity, a lot of nudity in this one.
Yeah.
The girl that's running though, like with the hottest one in the movie, probably no nudity there.
Yeah, none.
What the fuck. So, another part that bothered me about the hitchhiker girl was she catches him embalming his wife, so she runs away and screams to the locked door.
Right.
When it's locked and she can't get out, she runs back to him and starts punching him.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
get out. When all else
and
fails.
he's just still sitting there embalming her. You're like gonna let her go. She comes back. No, I'm gonna pull off all your fingernails, bitch.
Yeah.
You should have when you could. Pulling off fingernails with pliers, just to be over the top gory. You know, no plot device or anything. Why would you do that? Like in a fight? You know what?
That's some deathmatch shit right there.
I know. Yeah.
You know, I like some of the sick aspects. Well, I mean, of course, I like the sick aspects of it, but like, I forgot how sick this movie was. Like,
yeah, me too.
You know, not just the adult breastfeeding, but like he fucks women next to his dead wife.
Yeah,
he gets a hand job while staring at corpses.
Yeah,
like, all the shit that goes on.
And like any good housekeeper, she helps him.
Yeah, helps him dispose of the bodies.
It's a pretty slow pace at sometimes, and there's not much dialogue. There's like there's 10-minute stretches of this movie where no word is said. Right. You know, where they're just in there hacking up corpses and stuff and throwing them in the tub but like we said, the fucking practical effects were awesome.
Yeah, and so another thing that I liked about this is like it was a legit serial killer story. Like the guy, he had a type, he had a modus operandi.
Yeah,
like he had an enabler with his maid. Like all of the points were in place for an actual good serial killer story.
Yeah, to me, I'll even go on record as saying that this is Jody Amato's best film to me. It's better than Anthropophagus.
I agree.
And I did not think that in my head, you know, because I didn't remember much about it, but I think it's his best work.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back and watching it now, and especially having watched a bunch of his movies just in the last year.
Yeah, you watched the, what is it called?
I watched Anthropophagus. I watched Absurd.
It's called Brutal also. I think.
Absurd.
There's so many names for his movies.
Yeah, I downloaded a bunch of his other stuff too, and some of it's real fucking hard to get through.
Yeah.
But when he's on, and he was on.
This one has just the right amount of the good music, the awesome gore, delivers on the nudity, huge bush.
Yeah. Good dismemberment scenes, good gutting scenes. You know, they really get the camera in there, like, you know, almost guinea pig style.
It does not shy away, yeah. Part of it could be like guinea pig with the stupid people like Charlie Sheen calling the FBI.
Yeah, thinking it's real.
So, anything else you want to say about this before we start breaking down these categories? Acting and characters, what do you think about that?
I had to be a little bit forgiving because it was a dubbed movie. I gave it a 4 based on their physical acting.
I wasn't as forgiving as you because some of it was a little over the top, so I gave it a 2.75 for the acting and characters. Story and writing.
I gave that a 4 also.
I gave it a 3.75. Good writing, good story, you know. Some of it's a little stupid, like how she comes back in and starts attacking him when she could have left, you know, that kind of stuff. And I did not like the cops in this movie. When the cops come in, they go, "We need to search your house," you know.
Yeah.
They go to the basement, and they're like, "Okay, we've seen enough.
Yeah.
We don't need to go upstairs. We don't need to do anything else."
Yeah.
Because she gives them a fucking stuffed squirrel or some shit.
Right.
You've bribed me with a taxidermied squirrel? Good day, man.
Cops, wherever this movie takes place, are much more forgiving than American cops.
Yeah.
You know why it was? It's because there were no black people in the house. There were black people in the house that had tossed that place. They had done everything.
Italian cops work the same way as American cops. So, special effects and production.
I give that a 4 too.
I give it a 4.75. I really love the practical effects.
I would have given it a 5 were it not for what you mentioned about her makeup.
Her makeup, and then also the eyes. The eye removal and stuff is pretty rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looks good when it's happening, but the after effect...
Would they just put black around the eye?
It's just black around it. Yeah, it looks like a black eye. So, yeah, that was the worst part. But 4.75, I was a little bit more forgiving for that. Entertainment.
5.
I give it a 5 as well, yeah. It really... I watched the whole thing in one sitting, and I was... just glued to the screen, and I was like, wow, this is so much better than I thought it was, than I remembered.
It just, shocked that it was this good.
Yeah.
Did it end up, was it on your list of movies where the art was better than the movie, or was it just an honorable mention?
No, it was my honorable mention and the ones where it was good.
Okay.
You know, I had two. I had the honorable mentions of the, better than the movie, and then I had the other one that was iconic art that I remember.
Right.
And I remembered it being good, but I didn't remember it being this good.
Right.
And that was iconic box art of just her corpse, and it says buried alive, which no one is buried alive in this movie.
No.
Beyond the darkness, also, what the fuck? Beyond what darkness?
Well, internal darkness is like having dark urges, and going beyond that is like actually acting on it, I guess.
I choose my favorite of the three to be Booyaka Omega.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, so I'll choose that one.
Yeah.
It could have a meaning better. Omega's like final or something, right?
Yeah. So it's final Booyaka.
Final burial, Booyo, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So my average is 4.1.
Mine was 4.5.
Yeah. And I would agree.
Yeah.
I don't think that 4.5 is over.
4.5 cherry poppin' Dougies.
Cherry poppin' Dougies.
So,
Scatman Doug Jones.
So yeah, if you haven't seen Beyond the Darkness or Buried Alive or Booyaka Omega, grab this movie. It's actually recently had a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, the version I saw too, it was a very, very nice edit, like restoration. Like it looked good.
Yeah.
A lot better than the VHS tape from Blockbuster.
Yeah. No tracking issues there.
That might have been one of the reasons why
I
liked it more. It's because it usually when those old movies are restored, it shows the flaws in the effects. Not this one.
Yeah, this one, it was just great camera angles and great, prosthetic work. And I think for the gutting scene, they were probably using animal guts because the way they cut off, like when he cut,
it looked pretty
real.
convincing.
Yeah.
I'd like to think they used real corpses.
Yeah, human corpses. Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back with our top 5 worst sequels.
Yeah.
The worst sequels. Like you said, number 2 of number 2s.
Yeah.
And beyond.
Beyond the number 2.
Beyond the number 2. That's the name of this episode. We'll be back.
Hi, thanks for listening to Mortem. We need money.
Yeah, we have no advertising budget. We don't want your money. We want you to share this shit. Tell a friend. Tell an enemy. It doesn't matter.
Tell your grandma.
Tell your grandmother.
Tell your dog.
If he's like my dog, he might be interested.
Yeah, that's right. We talk a lot about dogs on this show.
We do. We're a horror/pet podcast. God damn it. So spread the shit around. If you guys get a chance, give us a rating on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. Leave us a review. Hopefully it's 5 stars. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you want more of. And share this fucker so we can get more ear holes and get that good advertising money so we can use it.
I need drugs.
Tom needs drugs.
Drugs.
He needs to refill his prescription. These are legal, prescribed drugs.
That's right. I got a prescription.
And I need crack. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. We appreciate all your emails. And hopefully next week we'll have another real sponsor. Won't be re-recording these old messages.
That sponsor could be you.
That sponsor could be you, so send us your shit. We're easy. Fucking Screenbox. Fuck you, Screenbox.
Fuck you in the face.
Yeah, or Shutter. I can't remember which one it was. Either one.
Fucking both.
Fuck you.
Dicks.
Anyways, thanks for listening to Postmortem.
And we're back with the top 5 worst sequels. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad sequels out there.
I'd say there's more bad sequels than good sequels.
There's more bad sequels than good movies.
Probably, yeah. In the realm of horror, it's true.
Yeah.
Sequels traditionally are pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah. To narrow it down for my list, I kept my main list to part 2s and then did beyond sequels for my honorable mentions. But that was really my only way of breaking this shit fest down.
I have 2 number 2s and 3 that are beyond number 2.
Wow. It's like
Beyond the number 2.
2 number 2s. That's diarrhea.
Alright, well, I guess I'll start us off with my number 5.
Fire away.
My number 5 is not the worst movie on my list, but it's the worst comparison from good to bad, in my opinion.
Okay.
Maybe, well, that's questionable, actually. But Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad, and considering number 1 is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
By far and away the best one to me. I like Dream Warriors as well, but number 1 is so iconic to me.
Yeah.
But Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
Is Freddy experimenting with homosexuality?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. When Freddy at the pool party.
Yeah. It goes to more, it's more goofy. Like, that's where the goofy side of Freddy's starting to come out more.
Right.
Like, number 1, he had some one-liners and stuff, but
Yeah,
he was more of a scary character in number 1.
In part 2, he's like spanking a coach with towels.
Yeah. Good game.
Yeah. My number 5 is a sequel to a movie that actually came up on my list of our favorite fat people in horror.
Okay.
The original movie was Criminally Insane. And this
the
movie
Crazy Fat Ethel?
Yeah, this movie is Criminally Insane 2, Fat Crazy Ethel.
Yeah.
Part 2. Criminally Insane is actually a good movie. It's got a lot of flaws because it's a very cheaply made 1970s exploitation,
And they all are.
Yeah.
They all have a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
But just like we said, Beyond the Darkness.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. But part 2 of Criminally Insane, it's not even a cynical cash grab because the first one didn't make that much money.
Yeah.
But it was made in the 80s, and it's clearly shot on like a 1980s fucking camcorder.
Yeah.
And it's just shitty acting, goes nowhere, and the only real gore is they just cut scenes out of the first movie and put them into the second movie while Ethel was having dreams about the stuff that she did in the first movie. So if you watch the 2 movies, I'd say of the 90 minutes in this movie, 45 of it is just shit from the previous movie. So if you watch
horrible.
part 1 and part 2 back to back, you're just watching the same movie 1.5 times.
That's no longer your number 5. That's the number 0 of this category. That is some bullshit. You're going to pay to sell me the same movie twice?
Yeah.
That's some bullshit. And no other gore, nothing redeeming about it? Fuck.
Yeah.
That's number 0 now.
It's pretty bad.
You have a list of 4 now. Because that is the worst sequel of all time.
All right, then I'll change that to my number 0 and make Sleepaway Camp 2 my number 5. 'Cause fuck that movie. We don't even need to say anything else about it.
But that was my number 1 last week on our VHS box art that's better than the movie and on my honorable mentions today. So. All right, my number 4. I've never seen a director fall so hard as George A. Romero. Diary of the Dead.
Yeah, Diarrhea of the Dead.
Diarrhea of the Dead.
Yeah.
found footage zombie movie.
I didn't realize George Romero actually made that movie.
It's fucking bad.
Wow.
Horrible. It's I don't know if he directed it or wrote it, but it does say George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead.
His name's on it, so he put his name on a turd.
What, isn't there a movie called like Toilet of the Dead, Diarrhea, or Diarrhea of the Dead, Toilet Dead, or some shit like that?
Probably.
That is probably better than Diary of the Dead.
Yeah.
It was garbage. A garbage fucking movie from someone who made Night of the Living Dead, which still holds up.
Yeah.
If we did a Nostalgia Killers, I would give it a 5.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. Diary of the Dead, my number 4. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. Fucking bad.
You saw it?
Yeah. Bad movie.
I wish I never saw it.
Rave to the Grave is worse, but it doesn't have George Romero's name on it.
It's on my honorable mention.
My number 4 is a movie we actually just mentioned, and that's Absurd Anthropophagus 2.
Yeah, that's fucking some garbage, huh?
Yeah, they had the same writer, the same director, the same dude playing the monster. They just couldn't strike lightning twice.
Yeah.
And
he blew his wad from Beyond the Darkness.
Yeah.
Beyond the wad.
Beyond the dark wad. And then they had to add the fucking annoying ass kid with the accent that was different from everyone else's, going, "Daddy, Daddy is the boogeyman in the house."
I'm a firm believer that kid is the dad of the Babadook kid.
Probably.
You know, in time, the time frame is right.
Yeah.
He could be the dad of the Babadook kid.
He grew up, fathered Sam, and then died.
And then was killed immediately.
Yeah, and it was all from me rooting for him to die when I was watching the movie. It just happened later, and I am, through the time continuum, responsible for the creation of Sam.
Yeah.
And now I have to build a time machine and go back in time and prevent that from happening.
That's horrible.
Build that out of my smart car. If this smart car gets to 85, oh shit, never mind.
Yeah, we have to take it to 88 to go back in time. It's never going to happen.
No, never.
If we could go back in time with your smart car, get it up to 88, I would go back in time and stop my number 3 from happening. Leprechaun Origins, starring Hornswoggle.
Fuck.
It is a horrible fucking movie.
It's a bad movie in and of itself.
It is. It's horrible. And the thing is, it's like Leprechaun with Warwick Davis. Iconic character, good like comedy horror one-liner, similar to Freddy. It's like a mini Freddy.
Yeah.
Entertaining, funny. Leprechaun
Raps.
Origins has basically no dialogue of the Leprechaun.
Yeah.
No one-liners. It's not funny.
You can't even tell it's Hornswoggle.
It's not scary.
It's like Hornswoggle dressed up like a rubber turd.
Yeah. He looks like shit.
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like a leprechaun.
He looks like literal shit.
He doesn't even look like a leprechaun. He looks like a mini alien or some shit. And it shows his like night vision, like warm, like yellow night vision. What the fuck?
His piss goggles.
It's piss goggles. That's his name on the indies since WWE owns Hornswoggle.
He can't be Hornswoggle.
He's just piss goggles. Yeah, that movie is fucking horrible. It was so disappointing. I knew it was gonna suck.
Yeah.
But like, WWE Films has produced See No Evil, which I like.
Yeah.
Kane. That was actually a good.
I liked The Condemned.
And they did Oculus, even though there's no wrestlers in that or whatever.
Yeah.
Condemned was cool too.
Yeah.
But Leprechaun Origins bad.
They
bad,
always
bad.
say that like there's the Hornswoggle curse, where like if you get put in a program with Hornswoggle, you're about to get cut from WWE. So like finally Hornswoggle did a Leprechaun movie and it got cut, and then he got cut.
Yeah. He got put in a program with himself.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Fuck that movie. My number 3 is a movie that pisses me the fuck off. American Psycho 2, All American Girl. Because the premise of this movie... Is this on your list already?
No, it's not. Because I actually liked it.
You liked it? The premise...
It's horrible. It's not a good movie. But I got a thing for Mila Kunis.
Well...
And I did like it.
Yeah.
To see her kill people. And I did like to see the dude from Star Trek, William Shatner.
It would have been...
Overacting like he always does.
It would have been okay if it was just like a movie on its own.
Yeah.
But the fact that like they had to tie it into American Psycho and basically say...
It has nothing to do with American Psycho other than they say like she killed Patrick Bateman when he was a little kid.
Yeah. And he tried to kill her and she escaped from him, but like Patrick Bateman didn't murder anyone. That was the whole premise of American Psycho, is that it was all in his head.
This movie would have been a lot better if it was not called American Psycho 2 and they didn't even involve his name or Patrick Bateman or American Psycho, none of that stuff.
And I'm such a huge Bret Easton Ellis fan, and I'm such a huge American Psycho fan.
Yeah.
Both the book and the movie for different reasons. Like
I hope he got a good check.
And for real.
If they just,
I hope he blew it all
fucking
on blowing hookers.
They would be male hookers.
Probably.
They
Yeah.
are.
Is it-
Right? Easton Ellis is flamingly gay.
Okay.
On his podcast, he admits to saying so.
Huh.
He's a very refined gentleman.
Right. Hates humanity.
Likes to indulge in the boys.
Yeah, more power to him.
More power to him, right?
More power to him.
Let him indulge. Let him indulge in boys.
I wish our audience could see the look on your face right now.
Yeah, I love American Psycho, man. But this movie, it's not. It's like it's not a good movie, but it's a passable late '90s. It's better than like I Still Know You Did Last Summer or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
for
It's like,
sure.
It's better than like Urban Legend 2 or anything like that. But it's just the fact that they threw the fucking It pissed me off. Like it pisses you off. Like
I have a personal beef with it.
It would piss me off like if it was a Reanimator sequel,
Right?
And it was as good as that movie, but using my fucking Reanimator,
right? With Otter Pop reanimation syrup.
Rainbow.
Taste the rainbow. Reanimate the rainbow.
My number 2. I don't understand why they did this so many years after the fact, and then they made actually a number 3, which I didn't bother to see. But Lost Boys 2: The Tribe.
Fuck.
Is
Terrible.
a fucking bullshit movie.
Yeah.
Corey Feldman needs to stick to Dancing with Angels like Michael Jackson, and not try to even go back there because that was some bullshit.
I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of Corey Feldman. I love his '80s work. He and I are friends on Facebook, and he likes my shit. Like
That's
he
cool.
clicks like on my thing. And actually, I'm thinking like if you're listening, Corey, I'm not blaming you for this. Lost Boys: The Tribe sucked, but I still want to do a show with you with music. My goal for 2017 is to do live music with Corey Feldman.
Dude, I'm a huge fan of his 80s work, of Tommy Jarvis, as a child actor, of Stand By Me. I love Stand By Me. Goonies, everything. He's a good
Donatello.
He's a good fucking actor.
Yeah.
But it's not his fault that this movie sucked.
No,
it was the fucking writing and shit like that. And I'm sure he's gonna take the check. I would do the same.
And they brought in like Kiefer Sutherland's brother or something like that to play the vampire.
Queefer Jr.
Yeah,
Queefer
something
2?
like that. Queefer 2. The double queefs. Double queefer.
Double Queefer Decker.
Such a bad movie.
Yeah, it was so disappointing because when they announced it and he was coming back and stuff, I was like, it had some promise to me. I was happy about it.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, Lost Boys.
And he was playing the Frog Brother, one of the Frog Brothers, as an adult, and the Frog Brothers are fucking fantastic.
And he was
characters.
living in a trailer and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was like he fell off and stuff, and it was great. You know, the premise of him is good. Just the whole movie is not good.
And like all the vampires were like douchey dude bros.
Yeah,
like the one dude like. They killed the guy, and then, like, for whatever reason, he's like, suck my dick, and then he drop kicks the head. Like, why are you doing that? It's like the movie was written by someone, like a foreign guy, who actually, like, doesn't really speak very good English, but he wanted to make badasses.
It almost could have been on my movies that need a sequel of my plots that I made up on the spot as we were doing that. That were just completely ridiculous, you know?
That's what happens when those are given life.
But mine would be better.
Yeah.
I just need the funding.
It's true.
I'm going to put Doug Jones's kids through college with my movies. Lost Boys, man. Almost a perfect movie, and Lost Boys 2, almost the worst movie ever.
Yeah. Bad movie. My number 2 is Exorcist II: The Heretic.
Wow, that's why I didn't put it on my list. I thought it was going to be your number 1.
It would have been my number 1 if my number 1 was never made. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fucking bad movie, and it's a joke.
It is.
Like from beginning to end, it's a joke. Like the hypnosis scene is a joke. The possessed girl like massaging the heart to cause a heart attack. Like,
it's weird that Exorcist 1, one of the best movies of all time. Exorcist 2, hot garbage. Exorcist 3, back to being good again.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird little tradition they have. But the thing is, like I said, like George A. Romero could have fallen the furthest. You know, if I don't think William freaking directed Exorcist.
No, he wrote and directed it.
He wrote
That's
and
why
directed
it was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's worse than the fall of George A. Romero.
Because The Exorcist 1 was written by William Peter Blatty, who wrote the book, and directed by Bill Friedkin. Exorcist 2, Bill Friedkin was like, fuck it, I can do this myself. Cocaine, cocaine, cocaine. And Exorcist 3 is written and directed by William Peter Blatty based on the actual second book in the Exorcist series.
Oh, so Friedkin's not even involved in 3?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Friedkin is a good director, though.
Yeah.
I mean, even his later movies, have been good.
Yeah.
You know?
He was just in a real fucking bad place with this.
Yeah. It was fucking horrible.
maybe it's just that he's not a good writer, because all his even his most recent movies and everything that he's directed, other people have written. But this one, he tried to like take the reins on it entirely. I think his head was so big after Exorcist was such a phenomenon.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I don't need anyone else. I can do this myself.
Yeah.
I know what's scary. No, you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, this was actually on my list, but I dropped it because I knew it was going to be on your list, because I know you love The Exorcist, and that's what I made some room for Freddy's Revenge. So, my number one is bullshit. When I saw it come out, but I heard nothing about it. I saw the DVD at Hollywood Video. This is back when you'd still go to Hollywood Video and rent things before the world of the internet, getting your movies from the internet and everything like that, or streaming services, that kind of stuff. And I saw it there and I said, holy shit, Creepshow 3 is a thing?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm excited, bam, ready to go right away, out the door,
Busting your nut in Hollywood Video.
Yeah, Creepshow 3. As you know, I'm obsessed with Creepshow.
Yeah.
I have a tattoo. My tag team name is Creepshow.
Yeah.
Like, we are, I love Creepshow.
It's important to you.
It is important to me, yes. And Creepshow 3 is, I don't even remember anything about it other than hating it. Mm-hmm. Like, it was not good.
There are no memorable stories.
Direct-to-video, fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror is better than Creepshow 3.
Yeah, it is.
By far and away.
Yeah. It makes Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horror look like Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah. Makes Tales from the Dark Side look like Tales from the Hood. I love Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, Tales from the Hood is great.
Yeah, it's my number one.
It's terrible. My number one is a fucking atrocity.
An atrocity.
On multiple levels.
Okay.
Silent Hill Revelation.
Oh, I should have known.
Almost didn't put this on my list because I don't want to acknowledge that it fucking exists.
It's on my honorable mentions. I knew you'd have it on your list, but I should have known it would be your number one.
The reason it's my number one isn't just because it's a Silent Hill movie and it's bad. Like,
I didn't even get through it.
Yeah.
I never watched the whole thing.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie. What makes it worse is, one, the first Silent Hill, for all of its flaws, as a fan of the Silent Hill franchise, was still a fucking great movie.
I did not think it has flaws.
Yeah, that's because you're not.
There's some questionable CGI and shit at times, but I mean, it delivers on the gore.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played a couple of Silent Hill games. I don't think I've ever beat one of them or played it long enough, but I've messed around with them, and it's cool,
Yeah, I'm deep in the franchise. This is my favorite video game franchise.
Yeah.
And so there were a few things that they did wrong based on, like, the video game franchise. But I forgave that. As a huge fan, as a huge fan of something, when they do something, when they make a movie and they fuck it up in any way, most people are going to be like, and I'd even be like, but the rest of it was so goddamn good, and it looked so good, and just felt like Silent Hill, that I forgave all of the flaws and said, this is a 4 out of 5 star movie, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Silent Hill Revelation not only was a piece of shit sequel with a bunch of crappy ass cartoony CG and a stupid ass fucking story, they took Silent Hill 3, which is, in my opinion, the best game in the Silent Hill series, and said, when we make Silent Hill Revelation, we're going to make Silent Hill 3. They had all of the characters from Silent Hill 3 in all of the media that they released. They had all of the, iconic scenes from Silent Hill 3. They had them reenacted with the actors, and then you watch the fucking movie, and they take a guy who's a fucking psycho murderer and they turn him into a love interest. Like, they give him the Kit Harington, they give him a fucking Edward fucking vampire from Twilight treatment, and turn him into, the romantic good guy, as opposed to a fucking psycho murderer who's luring this chick to Silent Hill so he can rape and murder her.
Well, the problem with this movie, too, is not just the fact that it deviates so far from the source material. As you would know, I wouldn't know that because I haven't played all the games, but it's just fucking bad.
The acting's bad.
Yeah.
The cinematography's bad. The special effects are bad. It has none of the same atmosphere. Silent Hill for PlayStation, the very first game, has a better, creepier atmosphere than this movie that was made fucking 16 years later.
Yeah.
With supposedly top-of-the-line special effects. It's a fucking pile of bullshit.
It is.
Fuck that fucking movie. And
but
the
go
worst
watch
part
Silent
is,
Hill. If you haven't seen Silent Hill, if you've avoided it because it's based on a video game, if you've never seen Silent Hill, you guys should check that out.
watch the first one.
Yeah.
And the thing that pissed me off most, even more than all of those other things about Silent Hill Revelation, is it was so bad and it was such a bomb that no studio will touch this franchise with a 10-foot pole again.
Yeah.
And we won't get another good Silent Hill movie. If ever, probably not in the next 10 to 20 years.
That's what pisses me off about the Doom movie with The Rock.
Yeah.
Doom is my favorite video
Right.
game franchise, and if a good Doom movie would be fucking awesome.
And that movie writes itself.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't need to be. I mean, they were trying to make it like Aliens or something like that. You know, and yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, we need to have a new Doom starring Harvey Firestein. Oh, demons are killing me.
As the Hell Knight.
He's a spider mastermind.
David!
He's a spider mastermind, the giant brain spider with the mechanical legs. The rotating chain gun.
That's him right there.
You're gonna die, David. My name isn't Doom. I mean, my name isn't David.
What was his name? Did he
Doom
have a
Guy.
name? He's just called Doom Guy?
Yeah, Doom Guy. Some people say his name is John Romero, but that's one of the guys who made the game. So.
I always thought it was the same dude as Wolf from Wolfenstein.
No. Nope. He's Doom Guy. He's the Doom Slayer. In the new Doom, they explain that he basically travels through dimensions, destroying all the different versions of hell. In the new game, the new game's campaign is fucking awesome.
Nice.
And yeah, he's the Doom Slayer, and the demons, that he's the only thing that they fear.
Wow.
So multi-dimensional demons are trying to destroy him, but he's traveling from hell to hell, destroying all the hells and killing all the demons ever.
That's cool.
And then he awakens from like a coma and shit to be he's a robot. Basically, brings him back to life to destroy the rest of them. There's like a robot character that's like your helper kind of, but he's also like he fucks you over a lot too. So I'm interested to see what they go with the remake, or not the remake, the number 2, the sequel to the remake.
Right.
If they do Hell on Earth, like Doom 2 is my favorite game of all time. So.
It's a great game, yeah.
All right, honorable mentions. I got some honorable mentions here. Like I said, The Exorcist 2, Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave, Jaws: The Revenge. How can a shark want revenge? That doesn't make any sense.
How can a shark that's already dead want revenge?
I know, yeah, like he's like the brother of Jaws.
Yeah. You killed my brother, you dirty rat.
Fucking stupid. Another one that is fucking stupid is Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf.
God, that title. The only worst title is Howling 3, The Marsupials. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that should have been on the list as well. Halloween, H2O, and Resurrection are both very bad. And to me, all Saws after number 1. I only like the first Saw. The rest of them are bullshit.
Yeah.
Leprechaun, it was on my list, Leprechaun Oranges. I love, one of my guilty pleasures, not so guilty pleasure, as you know, is Leprechaun in the Hood. Ice-T pulling the fucking baseball bat out of his afro. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love that movie. And the whistle and the whole thing, I think it's good. But Leprechaun Back to the Hood, the sequel to the Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah.
It's not like the next one in the Leprechaun chapter, but it's a sequel to that one,
Yeah.
Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Lightning
It's
did not strike
fucking
twice.
Horrible. God, it sucks. As well as Silent Hill Revelation and Sleepaway Camp 2.
Yep.
Those are my worst sequels of all time and honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions, I went away from the part 2 motif that I was working with. We'll start with Exorcist: The Beginning. Not to be confused with Paul Schrader's Dominion, which was actually good. So
Which one is that?
They made 2 versions of the Exorcist prequel. They made
number 3?
No, not number 3.
Four?
There's an Exorcist prequel. I guess it's technically the 4th movie in the series, but it takes place before the events of the first movie.
Yeah.
With Stellan Skarsgård playing Father Merrin as a young guy. His first encounter with Pazuzu in Saudi Arabia in the fucking
I've seen that one.
dig. So
Yeah.
there are 2 versions of it.
You know what? I was very confused of that and Exorcist 3. I thought that was Exorcist 3.
That's the 4th movie in the series.
What's Exorcist 3 then?
It's George C. Scott playing Detective Kinderman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
and-
I need to rewatch Exorcist 3 then, because, you've always put it on your list and you've talked about it and stuff, but for some reason, going to Saudi Arabia, that was what I thought 3 was.
Okay.
In my head.
Yeah, there are 2 versions of it. So Paul Schrader, who wrote Taxi Driver and all kinds of other great movies, wrote the original script to Exorcist, the prequel, which was called Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist. And the studio got it, and they started making it, and then someone in the studio was like, whoa, this movie's way too cerebral. We're going to take it away from you, Paul Schrader, and we're going to give it to Rennie Harlan. And
Who's that?
Rennie Harlan made Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Warriors, Last Kiss Goodnight. He's Gina Davis's husband. He's a French director.
Oh, okay.
Makes a lot of action movies. And so Rennie Harlan took some of the footage that Paul Schrader shot and then had some people write this mindless fucking dumbass script. And
featuring the overbite of Gina Davis.
And Gina Davis was not in this movie. But the rest of the cast was there, and you can tell that, like, the scenes that Paul Schrader directed, the cast is really into their parts. It's very intense. It's very good. And then the shit that Rennie Harlan directed, they're like, oh, fuck, we hate this. So they made the movie, and it fucking sucked. It was terrible. It got just, like, torn up. It was called... That was Exorcist in the beginning. And so the studio was like, all right, well, we've got some extra money, and we want Paul Schrader to do some other movie. And so Schrader was like, let me finish my version of The Exorcist, and I'll do this next movie for you for free, I think. And they said, all right, we'll do that. So then they made his version, which was Exorcist Dominion, and that's the good one.
Okay.
So, yeah, but Exorcist the Beginning is a fucking abortion. It's terrible.
Not as bad as number 2, though.
It's as bad as number 2.
Wow.
Yeah. Especially because we saw what it could have been when Dominion was made. And I saw Exorcist the Beginning in theaters, because that got a theatrical release. Dominion just went to video.
Yeah.
And it's like night and day. Poltergeist 3, terrible sequel.
Yeah, Poltergeist, I mean, I would say Poltergeist on the whole is overrated to me.
Yeah.
First one's alright, second one, but it's just not, it's not on the par with fucking Hellraiser, Texas Chainsaw, it's not one as iconic as people make it out to be.
I'm a fan of the first Poltergeist. I like Toby Hooper and I like ghost stories, so that's a good combination for me. Poltergeist 2 had its moments. Poltergeist 3 suffered because, one, the dude who played Old Man Kane died, so they tried to bring in someone new to play him.
You can't.
He was terrible.
That guy was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
He was like one of the creepiest actors ever.
Yeah. So. And then the girl who played Carol Ann died mid-shoot.
Yeah.
So they had to bring in a stand-in and do all kinds of stuff from, like, shot from behind.
Yeah.
And then it had a shitty budget to begin with and took place in a fucking apartment building. And, yeah, just...
It's not good.
Yeah, it fell apart. Wishmaster 3, Beyond the Gates of Hell.
Yeah.
That's where they first...
I love Wishmaster. The first Wishmaster is so good.
The second one's good, too.
Yeah.
Third one... Right. It's a different dude playing the djinn.
Yeah, that's what happened. Andrew Divoff stopped doing it and
fucked off to do whatever he's doing.
Yeah, what the fuck? What'd you do? But it gets worse too. There's like a 4.
I've seen it. Yeah,
it's bad too.
Yeah, I got the entire
Wishmaster
series.
Shit with the fucking angels is fucking horrible.
Yeah, bad. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Not a fan.
I like Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
Because the cop eats the brain and becomes Jason.
Well, yeah, that part's cool, but
makes
like
sense. That's the way science works.
It's the way science works.
You don't know anything about science, or you'd like it like I do. I'm an amateur scientist. I've made a volcano before with baking soda.
Yeah. Made a clock out of a potato.
That means I'm an expert.
I made a potato out of a clock. That was hard.
That's a lot harder.
Yeah.
It hurts to poop out too when you do the reverse.
Yeah, not a fan of Jason.
My asshole is ticking for like a week.
Ticking and bleeding. It's like taking a number 6. And it's sad because I really like the bounty hunter character in Jason Goes to Hell.
It's not good.
And when they were like, what do you think of when you hear the name Jason Voorhees? And he's like, I think of a little girl poking a hot dog through a donut. Like, that's a good line. That's a good character.
It was not good. I'm just fucking around with you, but
Friday the 13th doesn't work without Jason. Even the first movie.
When he gets blown up by bazookas, like at the beginning. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck?" And then the brain, and then just him, like he's all of a sudden now he's the fucking shocker.
Yeah,
he's going from body to body and shit
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It would have been better if the only way that you could transmit Jason's evil essence into the other person is to give them the shocker.
It was just like Human Centipede Part 1, 100% medically accurate and scientific.
Right.
But beyond that, it has a lot of flaws.
Yeah, exactly. And one we've mentioned here before, but it needs to be mentioned again, Hellraiser Hellworld.
Yeah, fuck, man. I saw this bullshit list of ranking the Hellraiser movies. There's like Ranker, one of those stupid clickbait things.
Yeah.
Like ranking the Hellraiser movies. The only reason I clicked it was because I love Hellraiser Bloodline. And I knew they were going to fucking not get it right. Mm-hmm. And they put like Hellworld and Deader over Bloodline.
No way.
Over number 3.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
No.
Yeah. They put Revelations over Bloodline.
What? No.
Yeah. Those fucking clickbait things. I need to stop falling for that shit.
Yeah,
especially when you can't view all the article on one page and you got to go next,
Yeah.
next, and all these fucking ads pop up, and I get really mad.
Especially on your phone, because like it
I
takes.
almost
up half
break
the
my
screen.
phone. Yeah, I considered throwing it.
I think that the Hellraiser movies are honestly. I only regard the first 4 as actual Hellraiser movies, and I think
5 and 6 are okay too. Inferno and Hellseeker are pretty good.
yeah, they're decent.
But beyond that, it's horrible.
Right. But my order, I would say, it would go Hellraiser 2, Hellraiser, and then 3 and 4 are right where they belong, like in order.
I would go so far as to say Hellraiser 1, Bloodline, 2, 3, Inferno, Hellseeker, and the rest don't even get on the list.
Right. Don't just disregard. Well,
I feel like I got to take a number 2.
yeah.
With all these sequels.
Yeah.
Shitty sequels.
Crap out.
I got to poop.
Go crap out a sequel.
Yeah, I'm going to go crap out a potato clock. It's the Irish way
Potato claw.
It's the Irish way to tell time.
It is.
But potatoes.
All right. Well, as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he was straining to pass both a potato and a clock through his bowels, if it smells like fish,
Throw the fucker back.
Science.
It's poetry in motion. She turned her tender eyes to me as deep as any ocean,
Yeah, baby.
as sweet as any harmony. Oh, she blinded me with science.
Blinded me with science.
Blinded me with science. And failed me in biology. When I'm dancing close to her, blinding me with science.